I worked at the ancient and the original Baltimore and Ohio Railroad locomotive repair shops that were built in the 1860s, just before the Civil War. And when I worked there in 1944, I worked on a forge that was actually built in 1866, and I worked in fixing, straightening out the springs for locomotives that would hold the big locomotives, keep them from pounding apart on the railroad tracks by putting the springs between the locomotive and the wheels on the locomotives as they traveled across country. And the B&O Railroad was the first railroad to use steam locomotives, and the Tom Thumb replica of the Tom Thumb is today displayed in the locomotive museum there at the Mount Clair Museum for the B&O Railroad.
You said you worked the day shift in 44 and the night shift in 45?
That's right.
So did you do the same thing the whole time?
Yes. Yes, I was in the blacksmith shop, and I was a blacksmith helper.
It was hot.
And for most of the time, I swung an 8-pound sledgehammer for the blacksmith who guided the sledgehammer over the spring that was heated up to red hot temperatures. That was about in the 2,000 degrees or so, 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit for those pounding that they had of the leaf springs for locomotives.
What did you wear to protect yourself?
Well, I had a leather apron that protected, and I wore, even though the temperature was in the low 100s, we were completely covered with clothing, long sleeve shirts, and the only exposure was my face, and I had a cap came down over my eyes.
So that wasn't hot, was it?
Well, it was better to be protected by the cotton cloth than it was to be exposed to the heat.
How'd you get from your home down to the job?
I always took 2 streetcars, and they had Jim Crow laws in those days where the blacks had to sit in the back of the car and the whites in the front. And they were very strongly protected by the Jim Crow laws in Baltimore and actually in all of the United States at that time. And the Jim Crow laws were determined as unconstitutional shortly after that.